This is Hip Hop Nation, your tour guide, Torre. You know how we do it, man. Woman Crush Wednesday. Always got somebody dope in the building, talented, good looking, and a TV star, might I add. We have the lovely Amina joining the tour today. What's going on, love?
Hey, what's up?
How are you?
I'm good. I'm happy you invited me to come on.
Absolutely. Actually, I've been a fan for a while prior to seeing you on TV.
Okay.
Actually, when I saw you, I was like, word on the screen, you know, because I watch my guilty pleasure. I watch a little Ratchet TV from time to time. Now, are we Amina Butterfly, Amina Panky? What we going by right now?
Well, I guess Amina Butterfly would be accurate. You know, I just released my album under that name.
True
and
indeed.
The previous two projects were under that name too. I guess ever since I joined Love and Hip Hop, I became Amina Butterfly. So that's what it is.
No doubt. Now, let's take them back. We're going to get into all the TV stuff, but
Yes.
I'm sure you hear a lot about that. Let's talk about the
Yes.
music. Let's talk
Please.
about Black Butterfly. Let's take them all the way back and then
Right.
bring them up to present day with my music.
Awesome. Yeah.
So I remember watching videos and I saw it was a joint. You had Fab on the joint, right? From
Right.
the soundtrack?
Yes, Fabulous was on it. It was called Bad Girl.
Bad Girl from the Waist Deep joint.
Right, Waist Deep soundtrack. It was exciting, you know. We were signed to Def Jam, me and my two sisters, and it was a cool experience. You know, we were from Germany, so it was all like just so big for us having a record deal, a major label deal, and just touring and being out there and shooting videos and just being signed in general was like crazy. So that single was Bad Girl back then.
Coming from Germany and then getting signed to Def Jam by Russell.
Yep.
How did that happen? I mean, you don't just land, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
walk the Def
No.
Jam, walk the Queens and make it happen. What was the process?
No, it was definitely like a roller coaster ride, up and downs. And actually, we didn't get signed right away. It took maybe like 2-3 years
Okay.
of us just being like going back and forth from Germany to New York and meeting new people and trying out different things and like working in the studio and not knowing like who we should work with and taking meetings at labels and it was just like kind of the timing was bad, but we ended up somehow we ended up in Philly back then and got signed to a production deal there and recorded a bunch of songs, and then actually L.A. Reid is the one that signed us to Def Jam.
Okay.
So yeah, we got to audition for him and it was a wrap.
Dope. And now we here. My
Yes.
music it's been a roller coaster ride, I'm
Absolutely.
sure, since then. And you had a brief stint with MBK as well, right? Which
Yes,
is Alicia
after
Keys' home.
Def Jam, we were for a few years and it didn't really work out. We got released from the label, and then actually our group kind of me and my twin sister continued on as a duo, but our older sister left the group, so it was kind of a big change, and that's when I also started playing instruments, and we got picked up by MBK Entertainment, and they did a deal with us at J Records, another major deal. So we were like, okay, this time, and
Right,
it's
this
gonna
is it.
happen.
This is the one.
It's gonna happen.
And then what happened, Amina?
And it didn't work out again. We never
Damn it.
released an album ever. We just kept recording, and I guess it was a good thing because I kind of started doing everything on my own. I bought myself some equipment. It started teaching me how to engineer and stuff like that. So, I grew as an artist and kind
No
of,
doubt. So having two major deals and feeling like you're on the cusp both times and then it not happening and you not coming out, were you ever disappointed, discouraged, wanted to go back home?
Yes, all the time. We're like, because it's like you're just so excited, but that just kind of taught me that don't believe the hype, I guess. Like
Definitely don't believe the hype.
and it kind of also taught me what kind of artist I am, and that I need to be free and have the freedom of doing what I want creatively, and that's why I decided to just go independent and just release stuff on my own.
There you go.
Yeah.
And now she's here on Hip Hop Nation with your tour guide. We're going to get back into the music. Amina is here. We got so much to discuss. Keep it locked. Commercial free hip hop hits, period. Your tour guide, Torre, Woman Crush Wednesday. Amina is joining the tour today. What's going on, baby?
What's that?
Good to go. Good to see you. So we got this new album out here. Finally, we got an album out now.
It's
right?
a full album, my first full album.
My music.
Yeah.
What was the thought process behind doing this, and why did you decide to go indie?
Indie was definitely the way for me after, the label situation didn't work out and they tried to like make us something that we're not, and they, change us, tell us what kind of songs we should be singing or whatever. So I just always had this, I kind of just always knew what kind of artist I am and want to be, and, playing instruments and writing my own stuff. It was like, I need to do that, or otherwise I'm not comfortable, and it's going to show, and it's going to be embarrassing, to the audience or whatever. And also, like, it's more relatable when it comes from you. I believe that. So for me, independence started out really like difficult because I didn't have the support, financially. Like, everything was just so much slower. Not even being signed to any kind of management or whatever. I was really all on my own, when I started doing the solo stuff. But, then I started being on TV, and it kind of things changed a little bit.
That helps just a little bit, right?
It definitely helped because, people kind of started paying attention to, me. Absolutely. I had an audience.
Absolutely. So. Was that part of the thought process behind doing the show? Was a way to kind of break?
Absolutely. That's really the reason for me why I decided to do the show, because I never saw myself like on Love and Hip Hop
Did you watch the
reality
show?
TV.
Did you watch the show prior to being on it?
I knew about it. I wasn't like somebody that watched it like all the time, but I knew about it, and I just when they approached us, I was like, that's not for me. But I was like, maybe, then I was like, what am I really doing right now? Maybe it could help me. Okay, why not? Not? And then I ended up saying yes.
So when you're watching the show and you're looking back and you're seeing some of the things, what's running through your mind?
Well, not too many good things, just like everyone else that watches me. Is like a lot of times it's just sad, like to see like all the personal drama and me being emotional all the time. And it's just like, for me, I just wish the focus was a little bit more on, what I do. Right. Not what happens in my relationship. But I guess people want to see that, and it is entertaining. So right. I'm not mad, and people are really like judgmental. So I've just had to kind of learned how to deal with it, like doing this was my second season doing it. Right. So this time it wasn't as hard, even though the ride was crazy again, everything that I went through, but just me dealing with it was easier this time. So.
Did you always have thick skin, or did you develop it?
I feel like I always had it, but once I was on TV, it was like a new. Right. It was like I never had so much negativity come at me and like hate.
Yeah.
So, and there's actually a song I wrote about that on the album. It's called The Real Me. Mm-hmm. And it came about because of that, because I never experienced so much negativity and hate. So it just talks about how I deal with it and just knowing who I really am.
No doubt. Did that help you with the writing process, going through all of the nonsense? I mean, we got some of the best projects from Mary to Keisha Cole talking about heartbreak and heartache. Mm-hmm. And it seems like you had at least a little bit of material to write from, you know what I'm saying, with your situation.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of it came about because of what I went through on the show. And, I wrote most of the album while I was pregnant, with my first baby. So
Hi, Corey.
I took my time. I really, I was, chilling and actually recorded most of it at home. It was amazing, by myself. I don't like working with engineers. I'm a little weird. Like, I'm like, I need to have the control over everything to make it the way that I want. So some people say I'm difficult to work with, but it's cool.
You haven't been difficult so far, but I'm going to let you play Control Freak right now. Let's get into something off the album. We're not going to play my favorite joint. I'm going to let you choose what you want to hear. What do you want to hear?
You should play number 2. I'm about to drop that as a single.
Number 2.
Do You Feel the Same?
Do You Feel the Same? Okay, I like that joint. Let's get into it right now. It's your tour guide, Touré. Amina's here. Do You Feel the Same? Is this a Hip Hop Nation premiere? Do I have that?
Yes, actually it is.
It's a premiere. Damn it, you know who bring it to you first. Your tour guide, Touré. You are listening to Love and Hip Hop Nation, starring Amina. No, just like it's your tour guide. Amina is here. We got the new album out there, My Music. Now, as I'm listening to the album, I'm gonna point out like a song like The Best of Me or a song like What to Do. When I'm listening to the lyrics, it definitely sounds like you're writing from what I'm watching on television. Were those songs inspired by Mr. Pinky?
Absolutely, yeah. The ones that you named are actually, definitely. Actually, no. What to Do was something that, because sometimes I write because I'm inspired by a situation, but it's not like accurate to really what happened. Because in What to Do, I say things that really, really were not like that, but it came from it. So, definitely. I pull from what I go through most of the time.
Right. So you write from your own experience.
Yeah. Or other people, that I'm close with. If they tell me something. Yeah.
Absolutely. You be like, girl, let me write a song about that.
Right.
How'd you and Peter meet?
We met like now maybe, I don't know, years ago, 5, 6, at the club that I used to sing at downtown in the Village Underground. I used to be a band member and sing there 4 nights a week. And he was like a regular. He came like almost every night and just to hang out. And everyone just knew him down there as a cool guy and womanizer, whatever, and I never paid him no mind until one day.
One day he bought you that last drink and you fell for it.
We got introduced by, through actually my boyfriend at the time, my ex now, who, also knew him. And it was a crazy story, but how we actually got to, become friends. But yeah.
Did you know who he was, as far as his music background and everything?
No,
No.
I didn't. I just knew that
Uptown Baby didn't play in Hamburg.
The thing is, like, I really don't. Like, when Uptown Baby was big, I don't know. I think me and my sisters had our first record deal in Germany. I was like maybe like 14, 15 at the time. And the song was never like, obviously it was big over there, but I guess I must have missed it.
You just missed
something.
it.
Yeah.
You missed it. So what was it about him that, made you decide to want to date him and get involved?
I was just kind of, I guess, like shocked by how different he was from how I thought he was going to be. Like, I had this idea of what kind of man he is, and he was just, once I got to know him, totally like so many other qualities that he had that I didn't expect. And I was like, wow, like even just the musical part of it, that he's such a musical person and plays instruments, and we just got along so well on that level. And I guess that's what kind of drew us together.
No doubt. Now, people see him on TV toasting to the creep life, and he's definitely, most hated, at least during the season anyway. Tell us something about Peter that we don't know. Something sweet, something nice.
Oh, man, it's really hard to, explain, but it's like everyone that does get to know him, really outside of the TV Peter Gunz that everyone knows, it's like everyone loves Peter. Like, he's such a cool dude. And when I talk to people that know him, they get it. But it's like to try to explain it to people that just know him from TV. It's
right.
I don't know what you say.
You can't tweet out.
I don't.
It ain't 140 character and not enough to explain it. Listen, Amina's here. It's Hip Hop Nation, your tour guide, Touré. Hit us up at Touré on Twitter. What's your Twitter and your Instagram?
Amina Butterfly.
There you go. Holla at us. Let us know you locked in. We gonna hold you down, baby. Sirius XM channel 44. That is Hip Hop Nation. I'm your tour guide, Touré. My guest today, the lovely Amina. Amina, are you performing anywhere? I know you just got busy at Milk River, and you did SOBs, right? You running around, you promoting this album. When can we catch you next?
Well, I have a bunch of club dates set up for next month. I'll be posting it on my Instagram, but I really want to plan a real tour, maybe this summer, which is not it's not confirmed or anything, but that's really what I want to do. Mm-hmm. So just, check on my Instagram. I guess I'll always post where I'm going to be at.
No doubt. Now, who are you inspired by coming up? Coming as a little girl in Germany, you wanted to sing. Your parents were musical, right?
Yes, definitely. Me and my sister growing up, our parents, they listened to a lot of jazz music and also classical. So I'm influenced by all different kind of genres. But I guess when I, started to really sing and want to sing, definitely, Mariah, the old Mariah is
old Mariah is it.
Studied, who I know. I listen even now. I listen to the old Mariah albums all the time, and I know probably every song, everyone, everything. But yeah, that all the big singers, and then the '90s R&B stuff, and Brandy and stuff like that, SWV and. No doubt. Yeah, and it's crazy because actually, Coco from SWV, she's a fan of mine now. And then also, I had the R&B group Allure from the '90s. They were at my album release party, supporting me. Is crazy how things happen.
Right, they were actually signed to Mariah, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy how things come full circle. Now you got your album out, you got your name out there. People are familiar with you from television. You're getting a chance to push your music. Yes. Are you gonna continue on? I know you contractually obligated not to say, but hypothetically, would you continue to do reality TV?
Well, are you talking about Love and Hip Hop?
I don't want to say specifics because I want to get an answer, and I know when I say specifics, I can't get the answer.
Well, it depends. I think there is another season of Love and Hip Hop. It's nothing confirmed yet, but I might be doing that one more time. Okay, I say one more time, it's my last.
4 seasons later, you're one more time.
I'm not saying no. I'm not saying 100% yes. So just wait and see. But it depends. I would be open to it. it all depends on what it is.
No doubt. And what's your relationship right now with Peter?
Difficult, complicated, still like not that good. We get along. We actually still live together.
Okay.
But I kind of it's like on ice right now. I don't know. Like,
How much living does Peter do in the actual home?
Not too much. No, he does this thing, and then he comes and, but he also feels that things are not the same. So we just got to figure out how we're going to do this or what's going to happen from here.
No doubt. When people are watching stuff on television, it's so easy to throw stones. It's so easy to judge. It's so easy to tweet and leave a comment. But we all have the things that we go through. We all have our vices. We all have, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's relationship is perfect. Nobody's marriage is perfect. So, leave Amina alone, damn it. She's a sweetheart. I've been following you and Jazz since MySpace days.
Really?
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
didn't even know that.
I was
That's
just in
crazy.
Germany. I was like, yo, Jazz, come to the show. And then I told her the wrong day because I'm an idiot.
She just
You know what I'm
told me.
saying? But, you know what I'm saying? I definitely been supporting y'all. I wanted to make sure that I got you on the show. And I'm glad we got a chance to showcase the music. Let's
Appreciate
get into
it.
something else before we get out of here off the album to
Okay.
convince the people to go out there and support my music 100% independent.
Yes.
So if you love Amina on TV, if you empathize, if you feel sorry for her, if you feel sorry, if you feel sorry with her, ladies, because you're going through the same thing, definitely support the album. What can we get into off the joint?
Why don't you play the first song? My
first
daughter's song.
Never Been in Love?
Yes.
Nice. One of my favorite joints. I wanted to get into that.
do it.
See, it
Okay,
worked
cool.
out. You know what I'm saying? And it fits the station. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Everything works out. Never Been in Love. Amina Butterfly is here one time for you. And we look forward to possibly seeing you on Love and Hip Hop next season.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us, love.
Thank you so much.